What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today, we're taking on Diosgyor in the Hungarian Cup Final, which could do the double. We're also going to have a look at some of the players that we have signed. Some of them, not so good. But, mistakes made. So if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Any interaction you give to the channel is fantastic. It makes a massive difference, and YouTube does enjoy when there's interactions on the channel. So, without further ado, right, fellas. So in the last episode, you saw us take on Újpest in the cup, but we showed you the result against MTK because that's when we won the league. And if you didn't see what happened in the last episode, we didn't get a trophy ceremony, which was very, very disappointing. But then we went and played Ferver, smashed them 5-0, absolutely dominant. And then Depression beat them 5-1, again, quite dominant. One of these goals, I want to say it was the Carlsberg goal. I'm going to show it to you, because I think it was the Carlsberg goal, or Carlsberg's second goal, that was a little bit, disappointing in what Savov did. But I think it was a little bit Mario Balotelli against, was it LA Galaxy-ish in preseason 1 year? It was trying to run it over the line. It was just horrendous. Then took a second shot and Carlsberg ended up putting in the back of the net, and that is fine. But we have made it into the Champions League by the fact that we won the league. Újpest and MTK finishing second and third. Ferencváros finishing in fourth. Puskás Academia and Meskeved both getting relegated. So quite happy because Meskeved and Puskás Academia, two clubs I'm not a big fan of. Kisvárda and Honvéd are after being promoted, so we get rivalry with both clubs again for next season. But in this game, regardless of what happens, it's a win-win for us. If we win, we add another trophy to this club's trophy cabinet, which we've been involved in every single cup they've ever won, or every trophy they've ever won. We won the league 3 times, we won the second division once, and we've won the Hungarian Cup once. So we could win the Hungarian Cup again. And if we lose to Diosgyor, Ferencváros don't make it into Europe for next season. The way I see it, win-win for everybody, except for Ferencváros and potentially Diosgyor. But that's not important at this current moment. Hopefully, we'll be jumping up again next season. We've since we've won the league, we've kind of rocketed up a little bit. Ferencváros were keeping us at a steady 39th, then up to 38th, then 37th. Then we won. That's the year we won the league, and then 29th, 26th. I wonder where we're going to be next season. I could check. Not going to. That would ruin the surprise. So we're going into this game with nothing to lose, in pretty decent form. Hood Wagner is actually a little bit unhappy. He wants more first team football, and I was like, play better, and he was like, so so Werner is going to start in goal for this game. Maputa and Enjo as our wing backs. Hidalgo and Usakov as our central defenders. Traore and Divic as our central midfield. Savic and Batista Meyer starting as our wide men. Mandira and Savov starting up front. Because of the fact that we can only have a certain amount of foreign players in the team, like this match day squad, it means that Riffin and Oriola are missing out. Christian Mark not fully fit. Just gonna leave him sit on the bench, or sits one out. He can enjoy a slightly earlier holiday than was previously expected. But we should win this game at a canter. Should be an easy game. Shouldn't have any issues. Diosgyor, not the best team in the league, as you probably would have seen by the fact that they finished 10th. So trophies in line. Show everyone you are born winners. We have built a nice little squad here. I'm gonna send the assistant to that. If our boy Hut Wagner decides to be difficult about not getting as much first team football as he wants, then he will potentially lose his place in the Hungarian national team as well. He needs to remember that I am the boss of everything. I am essentially a god. Yeah, I'm a god. I'm the one that decides his international. Oh, what a steal by Savage! Takes a jaunt forward. Actually decides to run where normally he would pelt it from quite a sizable distance away. Unfortunately, same result as what normally happens. Didn't hit the target. We've had 7 shots, none on target. What is going on? Can't even blame it on the woodwork. We haven't hit the woodwork yet. It's just, Hidalgo's picked up the ball, gets it forward, and Diosgyor get it clear again. Hidalgo gets it forward. Mandira puts us one up. 23rd goal of the season. Carlsberg did win the Hungarian First Division Player of the season. I think that's what it was. And he got most assists. And was it most assists? I think he got most assists in the league. Savov beat him on goals scored, and I'm not sure how they counted it because they had the same amount of goals scored, but I think maybe because Savov is an actual striker, maybe. But we are attacking yet again. Savage almost gets a past the keeper. He tries that constantly. You don't see it all that often in the episodes, but every time I'm playing a game and he's starting, he just kicks it super hard from outside the box. He absolutely loves it. He is not quite as good as, what was his name? Something Castillo, who played for me at Cerro Prento last season in our last FM in the direct football journeyman that we did when we went off to play in South America. But I suppose he's not a central midfielder, so I can kind of understand it. But we've been a little bit me in that first half. We've Savic not playing fantastically. Savov's been a little bit non-existent, but I think it's because he knows we don't really have a striker on the bench. So if we do decide that Savov needs to come off, it'll be probably Savic moving up front, or potentially Carlsberg. We could bring Carlsberg on to play up front. He doesn't get too many opportunities up there, and he's actually going to be, somewhat fit because he's not played the entire game. Savov could not get that ball under control. If he did, I would probably bet my house on him putting it in the back of the net, and I don't have a house, so I would owe someone a house. Werner has the ball at his feet, gets it forward. Mandira wins the header. Savov heads it on for Savic. Actually runs into the box, and their keeper does quite well to make that save. Savic is continuing to be kind of less than fantastic. What is Maputa and Enjo doing there? Ball gets cleared. That was we got quite lucky in that. Quite lucky there that we didn't concede, seeing as how 2 of our players decided to go for both go for the ball, just kind of kick it at each other. I'm going to demand more again because we're only 1 up, and it's not been the best of games. It's definitely not our highlight. It's definitely won't be in the highlight reel. And Joe is not having a fantastic game, so we're going Vlek on for him, and Versace is going to come on for Savic. So we have our captain on the pitch now. I think isn't Versace's our captain? I think. Diosgyor have a highlight. They're Typhonback. I forgot Typhonback was playing for them. Ex-Dorogi midfielder Typhonback, who was signed from, I think it was this season he signed. Kalmar gets it across, but Werner plucks it out of the air. Actually, there's a couple of interesting players have popped up in my scout reports recently that are interesting goalkeepers. One of them I quite liked because he's like 5'7", and I'm like, yeah, Versace offside. Okay. I was fairly sure that at least one of the 2 players that were over there was offside. I'm not sure who else was with Versace. I think Versace was on. I think he looked like he was on. I'm just saying it now. I think Versace was on side, but what are you going to do? We're going to bring on Loritz for Divic. Poor Berkelia. Just going to have to sit this one out again. Diosgyor with yet another highlight. Hidalgo does head clear. Actually, Usakov, who's 5'10". Oh, that was shocking. Thankfully, it's offside. Usakov is not the tallest player. I think he's like 5'10", and yes, 5'10" centre back. I'm crazy. I do enjoy a short centre back. Scored a header in the game against Depression, which I thought was quite nice. Yeah, we've made all our substitutions. Why is it telling me? I hate this. It's like, oh, you should consider making a substitution when you don't know. How come we get a trophy? Said, oh. So we get the trophy now, but we didn't get it for the league. Hmm. Who's going to? I'm handing it to Werner. Versace's on the pitch. They're aware that our captain is standing up there, but they've handed it to our 18-year-old goalkeeper. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. That's all good. Who's going to? Oh, it's Batista Mayer is going to be taking control of the cartwheel today. Delightful. So we've managed to win a double. We've done the double. That is fantastic. Milan Werner with a 7.3. Do the double. You can't see it because I'm blocking it, but do the double. We've done the double. Get in. 1-0. Not the greatest of of finals. I think you can agree. But we have done it. So we won it, then lost it for 2 years. To be fair, those 2 years we were pretty terrible in the cup. We've gotten 343,000. The supporters love me, of course they do. Why wouldn't they? I think they'd be stupid if they didn't. Has that made any difference? Imagine if that was enough to make us become legends. No, okay. I was like, if that's what gets us to legendary status, I'd be very surprised. Let's have a look. We were expected to reach the final, so the fact we won it, yeah, passed. See, like you can see what we're doing here. We're untouchable. Everything here is fantastic. Work within the wage budget on course. Yeah, we are currently expanding the stadium by a couple hundred seats. I think we're only paying like 300,000. But the youth facilities are getting increased, and it's cost us the bones of 4 million. So those youth players better start making some cash money. So yeah, we're not too far. The episode hasn't taken too long thus far. We do have a couple of players that are coming in on trial at the minute. We're bringing in some coaching staff members for other levels. A Pushcash coach is coming in for the second team. We've a couple of under 19 coaches need filling, and a first team coach that needs filling as well. So Edward Purcell is coming from Southampton. He's Irish, of course he is, because I'm Irish. I want to bring in some players from Ireland. I think we only have Tony Morton, who's Irish at the minute, but this guy can tackle, decent marking, decent heading, very aggressive, very brave. I like the look of this guy. I know he's unambitious, but that's fine. He's 19 years old. Looks like he's got plenty of potential. 17 balance. I like it. See how he gets on. He's never played a competitive game of football other than playing for the under 20s for Ireland. Stefan Mitrev is coming home. Spent one season with us, played one game, went off to Horvar, where he didn't play a single game. I think his contract expired. No, his contract hasn't expired yet. It's just it was like I was saying, there was no contract here, so I was slightly confused. But he's coming back to us. Just going to be like a bench option because we were a little bit short on the left backs after Rentira left. Was on loan at Albania this year. He's not going to cost anything. His wages are less than what he was looking for when we sold him, and he can play complete wing back. Potential to do something, and he's fine. I just want to bring him back because he's one of the boys. We've signed a Croatian playing in Switzerland from Basel, who's a centre back / defensive midfielder, but he's 15 years old and he's joining in July. Really good teamwork, really good work rate. Everything else is fine. Spirited, promising midfielder. We're not paying a huge sum of money for him. 375,000. It's not the worst. I only signed this guy because he's part Hungarian, so he doesn't look doesn't look amazing. Again, another left back. He's Namibian, which I don't think I've ever had a Namibian. Have I? Have I? I don't remember having a Namibian. But he's part Hungarian, part South African. He came up because he was eligible for us, and there was something about he wanted to play for Namibia, and I was like, I'll have a look at him, and decided to sign him because it's 70,000. Why not? Could be a decent player for our B team. We're signing Jordan Millward from Liverpool, who can play at right wing back or left winger. So this guy's decent, 5'9", only has 3 jumping reach, but we're not going to be looking for him to be jumping around the place. He's quite brave, really good at dribbling, acceleration and agility are fantastic. That is him. We're signing Dominic Pushkash as well. Just paid compensation from, I think it was. He is going to be joining us. He looks fine. Like we went in for another Czech striker who ended up going to Chelsea, I want to say. There's some guy went to Chelsea instead of us. Which I suppose it kind of makes sense, given the option, Chelsea or Dorogi, you'd probably go to Chelsea. So I don't think he's going to be like a first team player. Maybe, could be, I don't know, we'll see. Can play on the right wing as well, so it's quite nice to have him. And then we're also bringing in Attila Benyo-Falvi. 16 finishing, 17 acceleration, decent physicals, can't jump for absolute shit, but he's 5'7", so I'm not kind of expecting it. He's been decent at Magdeburg, where he has played 115 league games. He's only scored 22, but I feel like he's more of a winger. So what I probably end up doing is putting him on the left and having him play as an inside forward, because I think that would suit him somewhat better. And we do have plenty of clauses we can sell, like Didier Diaz, for example. We could get 13 million for selling that clause. That one's not really had enough time to come to fruition just yet. Rentier, we could get nearly 4 million for him joining Wuhan. Is there any other one that's big money? Yeah, like the Diaz ones. Looking at that for a little while, and I'm like, that could be tasty. So that is everyone we've got right now. We don't have anyone leaving at the minute, but as I said, kind of expecting some of our players to leave. Like, I think Hutch Wagner will be fine. He'll calm down soon enough. Tape is back up now to valued at 1 million, so even just playing him has made a massive difference. He is wanted by some of the biggest clubs in the world, so probably going to end up losing him. Christian Mark is now wanted by all the big clubs as well. God damn, we're going to be losing all our players, aren't we? Traore is wanted by Chelsea, Man City and PSG, and Savov recently acquired interest from Inter Milan as well. So we'll have to see how that goes. So we could potentially be replacing 2 goalkeepers, one of our main centre backs, one of our best midfielders, and our, I guess you could say, best striker. And by I guess I mean he is our best striker, because if you look at here, he's our key player. Losing him would not be ideal. We'll have to see what happens. We do have a decent amount of players coming in though, and we have plenty of players in the B team. Not so much, but we do have decent prospects in the under-19s. Like, for example, Keteresh, who is progressing really rather well. Jumping, just rocketing up. Fantastic. You love to see it. Who else is in here? Bruno Toth is a player that looks relatively decent. But ZTE and Kishverda want him, which is interesting. There's also one of the Patakis, I think it was Giorgio, is wanted by some second division team. They've been spending a lot of time looking at him. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but like Janos Vassas was what the guy who rejected the contract originally. I only brought him in because he's got really good tackling, balance, and his work rate's fantastic. So it's kind of how I do. We did actually sign Adrianino as a future player, potentially got 5-star. Kind of forgot that he signed him, so that's a little bit unfortunate for him. But Giorgio Kovac is one of the players that came in the most recent youth intake as well. He suddenly went up to 5-star. I think he's going to be a pretty decent player as well. He only just got called up to the B team because we needed some numbers. Toth is wanted by MTK as well. Vegeta is wanted by ZTE. Vegeta could end up being one of our main goalkeepers next season, so I don't think we're going to leave him go. So that is the end of this episode. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, when's this video coming out? Make sure to come back for the next episode. I don't know when this video is coming out. Make sure to come back for the next episode where we are going to be doing our end of season review, and we're going to be looking at the transfers that we've made on top of the ones I've already shown you, because I'll probably sign more players, and how many more players leave, because we're going to lose some good players this year. I guarantee we lose some of our best players this summer, and we'll see how we get on without them. But we will be back in the next episode, as I said, for the end of season review, transfer roundup to the point before we take on our first team in the Champions League, because we're a Champions League club again this season. Hopefully we make the group stage. That'd be fantastic. If we could make the group stage, I would. Beautiful. Thank you very much for watching, fellas, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.